episode of Chatty Broads with Becca and Jess.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday. Broads, what's cracking, y'all? Hope you had an amazing weekend, amazing week. Hope all your dreams came true. I hope
I'm being triggered by that statement.
Well, yeah, I hope that you believed, conceived, and achieved.
I am being triggered by dreams come true because you're reminding me of Disneyland and the awful experience I just had there.
Okay, well, I mean, we're already jumping into this. I mean,
sorry, it just triggered me.
No, I love this. I'm just kind of like, we have a triggered king over here.
Disney trigger.
Can we get into this? So what happened? So you went to Disneyland like a day or two ago?
I went on a fucking adult trip to Disneyland with Becca.
Whoa.
As her.
Whoa. Halt.
Yeah.
You two just went to Disneyland together.
I did what I said I'd never do.
That's what I'm bringing up. Is like, we talked about this and you were like, oh, bro, without kids, nightmare.
Yes, but these are the things
you do for love
that I'm doing for love, dude. The sacrifices that I make.
Okay, I love it.
For my woman.
For my queen, the king does what he is told to do.
I will go to Disneyland with her if that's what she wants. Okay?
Okay, so let's talk about it. Oh, because I got your text late at night about parking or whatever.
Parking hack, yeah.
And then I got it in the morning and I was like, I just figure it's for today. Like, I didn't think you were going to Disneyland at night, so that makes more sense now. Sorry about that.
We went at night.
Okay. Talk spill.
Okay. So first off, 3 out of 5 rides that I have now been on at Disneyland have either broken down right before I get on it.
Okay.
Like the Luigi's car ride in California. It's really just California Adventure. I went to the Luigi's car ride in California Adventure and I was going to get on it with Ruth. We were sitting in the car and then the ride broke.
Sorry, everyone. Please exit to your left.
Get the fuck out. And then...
That's what they say too. They say, get the fuck out. And you're like, that's kind of rude, but whatever. Yeah.
It's sour taste. And then I was on the Little Mermaid ride and it broke down twice while I was on the ride. And then me and Becca went on one ride, totally smooth. Actually, we went on one ride and they miscounted and they had to pull us out of the room because there wasn't enough seats for us.
So you're kind of cursed.
And then they let us back in. This was the Around the World ride, which was extremely fun. I was grinning like this the whole time.
You mean the one that's in like the back right of Disneyland?
They lift you up in the seats and they like fly you through the world. They like fly you through the Matterhorn.
The soaring over California.
Soaring around the world, yeah.
To soaring over the world. And they have like orange smell in the air and like...
It was amazing. It was so cool.
So that broke? Or they pulled you out of that?
They pulled us out of that because one of the seats was out of commission. So the guy miscounted.
So they saved you for the next round?
So they saved us for the next round. Which is annoying after waiting in line and just being brought out to the buffet. And then they said, actually, no seat for you at the buffet. You're going to have to wait 10 more minutes.
Buffet?
Yeah.
Because that's what they do at buffets. They bring you out and then they take you back in line. I'm trying to think of a
really disappointing thing where you're like, I'm so hungry.
Right.
And then like, we're all out of the thing that you want. The only thing you're here for.
All we have is salad. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get them. They're all broken, actually.
So 3 out of 5.
So if we count being pulled out of the ride to be brought back in, that would be 4. And then we went to the Fast Cars ride in California Adventure.
Yeah,
where the cars go fast. We waited for like almost an hour in that ride. Beck and I were the next people. We were going to get in the car.
I know the cars one. Yes.
And the ride broke. And that was a 20-minute wait to get in the car. And then
the ride broke, but you stayed there because you're so close. You're like, we got to ride this up.
We were supposed to get in. So we were just waiting. And then we're like, right when they get out, we'll be able to get in. Like, we waited in line for an hour. They're going to fix the ride. And then we're going to get on it. Like, we saw a ride break. They fixed it. We're going to get on it. It's going to be fine. So we get on it. We just go through the next pass ride breaks. And they're like, yeah, everyone get out. And then the park's closed. And we just went home.
So worst case scenario.
Yeah.
How many rides did you actually successfully ride?
I've been on like 2. The only ride we went successfully on was the soaring around.
And it was still kind of messed up with the fact that they had to pull you off.
Yeah.
So technically, you went on one ride.
Yeah. And I got and I got a hand dipped ice cream cone, which I was really excited about. But they were like, "Oh, what kind of toppings do you want?" And it's like chocolate chips, sprinkles, Mickey Mouse confetti, or something else. And I was like, "Oh, I'll do the confetti." First, way too much of the confetti, and it's just fucking sprinkles.
Got it.
There's no difference. They were just sprinkles and way too many of them. And that saddened me. That was
That's a small detail in this whole journey.
I only ate half of it.
Okay.
And then something else that I want to complain about is why there are no water fountains in line at Disneyland. Because I have been thirsty in line at amusement parks in general so many times. I've never understood why there isn't a convenient water fountain. Everyone would use it. And I was listening to someone in line talk about their experience fainting of heat stroke last time they were at Disneyland.
Because they were like standing when it was 100 degrees.
And he was one of like very many people in that park that day that had suffered heat stroke and was fainting. And people were just like fainting left and right all over the park.
Right.
For lack of available water fountains, as far as I'm concerned. If there were water fountains in line.
As far as I'm concerned.
If there were water fountains in line, everyone would stay hydrated and have a more positive experience.
Well, I'm a little less passionate about the water fountains and a little bit more passionate about the shade on lines. Like, why are there not just basic tarps over every line? Because, like, dude, you go to Haunted Mansion, 80% of that line is in the murdering sun.
You know,
and you're just sitting there like roasting alive. And you're like, dude, how is there not just like a simple overhang over like these things? Like,
this is why Universal Studios is better.
They have a lot of overhangs.
A lot of overhangs. Misters even.
Well, they also have a lot of tall buildings. So you're kind of like being...
You also never go there and only go on 2 rides. You go on like fucking everything when you go there.
It's really interesting with Disneyland though, because I feel like it's very confusing. Like, was it really busy when you guys were there?
It's always busy.
But see, that's where it's... Oh, okay. But here's where they get you. And here's why you guys need to talk to Jess, because Jess knows all the tricks when it comes to these places. Did you guys pay... It's kind of a, it's a splurge thing, but I think it's like $20 per ticket or something, or $30 per ticket extra. And did you guys get like the bump up? There's like a $25 per ticket more you can pay, and they give you like the line splitter. And then you get like times that like you can go to certain rides, and then you jump right to the front. I have a feeling you didn't do that. So like every time me and Jess go to Disneyland, we'll like, okay, if we're going to do it, let's splurge. Because like you're going to spend a bunch of money and be sitting in line for 3 hours and go on 2 rides. You might as well spend like an extra $20 or whatever it is. And then like at least go on. So like when me and Jess go, we'll be like, okay, if we're going to save and do the Disneyland thing, it's like, okay, let's save and do the Disneyland thing. Right. Because every time we go, we'll go on like 10 rides, 15 rides. Because we like do this fast pass thing. Mm-hmm. So you wait your time, and so you can go, oh, okay.
So I'm just experiencing Disneyland like a mouth breathing ape.
Kind of. Because like we'll have like all these time cards where like, okay, cool, we can go on this one from 1 to 2, this one from 2 to 3, this one from 1:30 to 4, whatever. And then you can go, and then when you show up, you show the pass, and it's like, boom, you're like in the tiny line.
Well, I will say I enjoyed my corn dog.
Corn dog castle.
The corn dog is so good.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Dude, I murder a corn dog.
It's the first thing we did when we went in there. We went straight to the corn dog hut, and that put me in a good mood to wait in line.
Let's get the mood ready and then wait in line for 3 hours.
Cheesy popcorn to wait. We were very much on the like, let's get a whole bunch of snacks.
You were like in the old people vibes. So it's just like, let's cruise around that wine. Remember that wine? There's like a winery there.
Well, Becca bought fucking passes. Like
annual passes.
Yeah. So we're going to be going. So she knows I'm on a corn dog every time I go, and some cheesy popcorn while I stand in line.
You're kind of one of the kids.
Yeah.
Like, let's get him fed. Let's get his attitude good, because we're going to be waiting in line.
Yeah. I think I got me a corn dog, some cheesy popcorn, and an ice cream cone.
And you're sitting there like, where are we going next?
I'm thirsty. I want water.
Yeah, where's my water?
We're in this line. There's no water fountains.
You're just going like this.
Walt Disney's an idiot. Where are the water fountains?
Walt Disney, been dead for like 30 years.
Get Walt on the phone. Who's in charge of this place?
No, honestly, my whole thing with theme parks in general is like, dude, it's not worth it to go if it's going to be a nightmare.
Dude, I hate watching people parent their kids at amusement parks.
Well, it's just a zoo. People are in survival mode.
You see some people who are like being exceptional models to everyone around them, and then you see some people who have like
shut up.
Some parents who have totally snapped.
Yeah,
they're just living in a crisis, and they're just like screaming at their kid.
They're eating Cheez-Its. They're just sitting in line, like blankly staring into the abyss, eating Cheez-Its, and then their kid's just like. Their kid, it's like the classic. Then the kid is distracted, holds up the line.
Well, and
they're like, Jeffrey,
this
come
mom's
on.
just like, why can't you just stop?
Yeah.
Why can't you just sit still? We're never coming back here. Like, if this is how you're gonna be, we're never coming back here. And everyone in line is just like, holy fuck, dude.
But it's only because she spent $30,000.
Yeah.
In like hotels, plane flights, merch, like.
All of it,
everything, and you're there, and your kid's a nightmare, and you're like, "Why did I do this to myself?"
Loaded up on Mickey Mouse confetti and fucking like ices and just churros, or as Becca's mom calls them, churros, and it drives me insane.
Well, the person's having the realization that I saved up for 2 years to pay for this vacation, and this is hell.
I'm also like, your kids probably also loaded up on tons of fucking sugar, and then you're just like now stand in line,
right?
For an hour and a half.
It's rough.
To go on The Little Mermaid.
Dude, you got to talk to Jess. Jess is the all-time hacker of Disneyland.
I said to Becca, I was like, I don't understand why we didn't just preload a bunch of movies on the iPad or a bunch of TV shows, and then we'll just get in line and watch a show on the iPad.
Let her watch a show so that she's not like having to just like
let Becca
distract
watch a
herself.
show so she's not bothering me.
No, but you get one too. It's like, you and the kids all have iPads.
The Kardashians, Becca. No, I would want to watch a show together. If anything, I'm the kid. I'd be the kid in line with like my headphones.
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's
my,
what
like,
I'm saying.
Little,
You,
like, my
Ruth,
soda pop and some, me and Ruth and Frank all in a stroller.
And then Becca's just like got you guys on leashes.
Just
you know some of those
dogs.
parents that have leashes?
Yeah.
You guys are all on a leash.
Mm-hmm. We all just have corn dogs and just like Mickey Mouse ears. We're just all watching like, Monsters Inc. together.
Bumping into people because you're not paying attention.
Huh?
What? No, dude, I hear you. I'm like, dude, there's two things that are brutal, right? It's crowds and heat. And when those two things combined, it's brutal. And I bet yesterday was kind of hot.
We were there last night. We were there for we got there at like 7:30.
Oh, that's nice. It was kind of a vibe. But you were just hoping that it was going to be mellow.
We knew we were only going to go on a couple rides. I'm just pointing out my ratio of getting on rides is awful right now.
Sounds bad.
They're really fucking up as far as I'm concerned. The engineers, as they are called, the Imagineers.
Did you ever think about this too?
Need to freaking tighten their bolts on their rides or something because they're all breaking down.
Because that's what it is bolts.
Disney must be hurting you guys because their rides are breaking down left and right. Everyone should stop going to the park.
Here's
reduce
my
the
thing.
lines. Recall Disneyland as far as I'm concerned.
Boycott.
Yeah.
Here's my thought though.
Not Epcot.
I always thought about, when you show up to, let's say, Disneyland, and they're like, sorry, Matterhorn, Space Mountain, and Pirates of the Caribbean are all closed.
Oh, refund.
I always thought, is there kind of like a, hey,
discount?
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like
management.
showing up to a movie and being like, hey, by the way, we only got about 20 minutes of the movie available.
Call management. Be like, dude, I literally flew across the country to get here, spent money on a hotel to go on the Matterhorn,
and it's gone.
It's broken. Not to mention that all these other banger rides are broken, and you're going to charge me
sometimes you show up to these places
you're going to charge
and
me full price for a full park experience that I am not receiving.
That's very Karen vibes, but I'm feeling Karen about it. You know what I mean? Where it's
amusement parks are places to be Karens.
Yeah, and I just think about we live close, so it's not as big of a deal, but you're still paying a lot of money. But yeah, the people that spend their 3 years savings to come from whatever state to be here or whatever country to be here, they fly in and half the rides are closed. It's like, bro.
Here's a question. Why, aside from water fountains, why in the flying, I should start watching my language more. Yeah, the flying crud. Does Disney not have TVs playing Disney movies while you're in line?
There has to be reasons for all this.
Why I'm waiting in line for The Little Mermaid? I would like to watch The Little Mermaid.
Get you all hyped up for it.
Get me hyped up.
What do you do when you go to a concert?
Listen to the fucking music.
On the way in the car.
And while I'm in line for Goofy's air flying thing, why don't I watch old Goofy cartoons or the Mickey Mouse ones? They could be playing the black and white ones while you're there.
That is a fantastic
I have
Makes no sense why they don't do that.
Fucking ideas for Walt.
Dude, when you go to Universal Studios, you go on the Simpsons ride.
The room.
You go on the Simpsons ride? They're playing the Simpsons.
No, I haven't been there. I haven't been to it since they redid it. I went to Harry Potter World.
But they're playing the Simpsons while you're in the Simpsons ride.
Harry Potter World at Universal Studios?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's awesome.
That was cool. That was so immersive. That was extremely cool.
Now, I will tell you this.
Star Wars at Disneyland is fucking tight
I will
as
tell you
hell.
this. Harry Potter World does not compete with Star Wars World.
No.
Have you been on the Rise of the Resistance?
No, I haven't been on any of the rides yet. I just went there.
Bro.
I just went there and I saw, first off, I saw Kylo Ren and all the stormtroopers.
You saw them in that corner do their little skit.
And I saw fucking all the good guys as well. I saw Chewbacca and everyone under the Millennium. The Millennium Falcon looks
It looks amazing.
Incredible.
That ride is absolute trash compared to Rise of the Resistance. That ride is the best ride on the planet.
Well, see, I like just going through the...
I'm telling you, this ride is the ultimate ride for just going through.
Okay.
Okay, broads, interrupting the bros. Let's talk healthy guts. Healthy guts are having a moment in 2022. Like, open any social media app and you are guaranteed to find some advice, post, or product claiming you need to do XYZ to heal your gut and live your best life. And as someone who has tried a lot, let me tell you, the one thing that's really worked for me is seed.
Yeah, no, seed is kind of like one of the only probiotic, like pill form probiotics that I'll endorse because it really actually aids in your gut health. Their DS-01 Daily Symbiotic is a real deal. If you aren't fully versed in what the symbiotic is and how exactly it helps heal your gut, let me fill you in. Okay. Seed's Daily Symbiotic is a broad spectrum 2-in-1 probiotic and prebiotic. It is a proprietary formulation of 24 distinct strains and doses that have been scientifically studied to deliver the biggest impact. And like Jess said, you've probably seen 100 ads on social media for other probiotic and prebiotic products or supplements. Seed is different, and here's why. Seed has a specially engineered 2-in-1 capsule that protects the probiotics all the way through the digestion. And like I said, they have put in actual research and had actual research-backed results.
That's the key piece right there. If you've ever taken another gut supplement and been confused why you saw no difference, it's because the good stuff is destroyed in the digestion process before it can really get to work. Once I started using Seed daily, I started to see benefits in just a few days. Number one, my digestion improved. I had less bloating. I felt my energy levels improve. I can't wait to see how I feel in the upcoming weeks as I continue to take Seed. I love Seed.
Start a new healthy habit today. Visit seed.com/chatty and use code chatty to redeem 20% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. That's seed.com/chatty and use code chatty.
So I'm a pretty firm believer that anyone who shows up to my house for any event, party, gathering, whatever, with a cake in hand is like a top tier A+ kind of person, okay? So of course, I want to repay the favor whenever I'm invited anywhere. Friend's birthday, bringing a cake. Family gathering, you already know I'm bringing the cookie assortment. My go-to place for sweet treats for that and for myself is Milk Bar, which is now available for fast or even overnight nationwide delivery for anyone, anywhere.
Oh my God. Milk Bar is just like the kind of thing that's an instant hit. We just got a box in the mail the other day because of the podcast, and Gray was like, "What is this?"
Oh, do you know how fast? And that was a large box of stuff. Do you know how fast that was gone?
He went through almost the whole cake in 48 hours.
Oh, I sat there with a spoon and shoveled that thing.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
People love it. Chef Christina Tosi, I think that's how you say it, creates the most insane sweet treats with totally unique, iconic flavors, like her birthday cake balls. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The truffle?
The cookie bite truffle things?
Oh my gosh.
Or the Milk Bar pie, which is just toasted oat crust with gooey, buttery filling. I mean, she doesn't miss people. And Milk Bar also has perfect gifting packs and tins that make great presents for birthdays or graduations or anything really, or just buying for yourself. I recommend doing that.
Yes, I've been spoiled because there is a physical Milk Bar location close to the house. But like I said, all of the delectable desserts are now available nationwide with super fast shipping options. So if you have family and friends spread all over, they can still enjoy something sweet on a moment's notice. It's perfect for someone's birthday. If you don't live near them or whatever, send that to them in the mail. Quick overnight shipping, even if you forget. Easy.
Right now, Milk Bar has a special limited time offer. Get $10 off any order of $50 or more when you go to milkbarstore.com/chatty. You will get $10 off any order of $50 or more by going to milkbarstore.com/chatty. Milkbarstore.com/chatty.
Have you ever been arrested at Disneyland?
What?
My friend's little sister got arrested at Disneyland and they had to pick her up from Disney jail.
Oh, you know what? I've heard about Disney
I feel like
jail.
it's kind of like goals. Like
It is
you don't
kinda
get the
goals.
full park experience if you've never been to Disney jail.
It's the classic, like you're 17 and you're high and you're like doing crazy
I
stuff,
want to
and
go
then
with
someone
Becca
gets in trouble and they
I
go
want
to
to go with
Disney
Becca
jail.
as adults to Disney jail.
At 32, 3 with kids.
Yeah. Once we've gone on every ride, in the park this year with our park passes, like as annual park holders, I would love to go a night where it's like the goal is you're going to sneak in alcohol and then just get too drunk at Disneyland to the point where we both get arrested.
You just kick over a churro stand to see like what happens, and then they arrest you.
Just
And you're
get,
like, let's see
like,
where we're going.
hideously drunk in public.
And then they take you
Like,
back to the.
stumble through some shit and be like swimming through the lagoon, like dive into the lagoon and make security come like get you out, like make newspapers publicly drunk at Disneyland.
And they take you back to the jail, and the jail's like wibble wobbly, and like you can stretch it and get
jail.
out. Like I'm pushing it, and you're like get out, and
you're
you're like
just trying to get.
yeah.
It's like Toon Jail.
Yeah,
You're
it's
like,
Toon
"What
Jail."
the fuck?" Or like secretly, like they make you just get up in like the costumes.
Yeah,
like,
everyone in the
scorching
costumes
hot.
are criminals.
They're just they're actually all handcuffed in there, and they're just in the Minnie Mouse outfit, like waving at your
forced
kids.
to work. That instead of
Or
a bail, they have to work
Or
to get
they're
out.
in like the robots inside the lines. I mean, inside the rides where they're like in the fucking Little Mermaid line, and
It's
like
like Wax
Sebastian
Museum.
is actually just
Remember
like,
Wax Museum the movie?
yeah,
With Paris Hilton,
so bad.
and they're all wax. It's like everyone's like mechanical. That's their treatment forever because they've betrayed the Disney. Mm-hmm. I do love the idea of it being Toon Jail, and I'm like, get out, man! And I'm like,
I like them. I also like if they discharge you and you get a keychain of
Right.
like, I hope you enjoyed your visit in Disney jail.
and it's like your mugshot.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
it'd be so funny.
But it's got like the characters on the side.
This is another great idea.
Toon Jail should be set.
Secret. This is like a secret star in a
It's a
Mario
hack.
level. Would be like the real experience at Disneyland is to get arrested at Disneyland, and then they take you behind the scenes, and that's the quality park experience is whatever happens behind the curtains.
I also like the idea that there's like a criminal party.
Yeah, for all the crims.
Everyone who's committed a crime, there's a huge dance hall and everyone's partying. and
There are a
hanging out.
lot of Disney bad guys. There are a
Right.
lot of bad guys in the Disney movies.
So that's where they all go.
That's where they're all hanging
and
out.
everybody's dancing and like the
who's
bad guys.
Who's the guy who plays Goofy's neighbor
I don't remember.
in the Goofy movie? Whatever. He's the guy. He's got like the, he sells cars or whatever. He has like TVs.
Right.
He always has like the new shit. When they're going on their little fishing trip in the Goofy movie, he's got like the massive RV for him and his son. He's always
love
He's always one upping Goof and always slapping him on the back too hard. That guy is. That guy has a ride when you
Ursula.
get arrested there. Well, Ursula's part of it, but yeah, she could have her own ride for sure.
No, I'm saying this
If
is
she's a
all
villain.
in the criminal
Yeah.
hangout area.
Snow White's the evil woman
The
from
old
Snow
lady.
White. Yeah. Her
grandma.
Her mom. Yeah, her stepmom or her grandma.
Whatever.
Whoever's jealous of her, who's like, yeah, I'm going to have you killed.
She's in there too, partying.
She's in there for sure partying. The guy from the Dark Knight from the Black Cauldron, the Skeleton King who wants to raise an army of evil dead.
He's there.
The zombie skeletons, yeah, him and his whole army are in there partying. Who knows what they're up
Aladdin,
to?
remember the guy who's like the bad guy in Aladdin?
Jafar.
Jafar's there.
Yeah.
He's the DJ.
I mean, dude, Disney jail sounds fucking
He's the
lit.
DJ.
He's the DJ, dude.
he's just like boom, boom, skoo, boing,
and
and
his
then
parrot is with him. What's the parrot's name from Aladdin?
he's like ah.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name though.
He's like, DJ Jafar. They like come
He's just
out.
like,
That was
"What?"
actually pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Who's the? I know the comedian does his voice. Gilbert Godfrey does
Yes.
his voice.
Godfrey, and he just comes out and it's just
What
dark
the hell is that thing's name?
dude? We just made the sickest evil jail ever.
This
Evil
is.
DJ jail, dude.
I don't understand why Disney on Halloween doesn't do Criminal Night, Crim Night, Halloween, and it's not the fucking characters It's all the baddies, like they do On Halloween, they do the Nightmare Before Christmas
Okay.
or whatever. They do it for, I've known this because I think I knew that as a kid. But they do some things like that where they're like, oh, they bring in Nightmare Before Christmas. But like, what about all those other roles, the villains that make our heroes so wonderful? Why don't we have a night to honor and exonerate the villains of Disney? A lot of people would be into that.
Exonerate, so set them free.
That's a whole nother world of merch sales that Disney could tap into.
Disney, hire us. I mean, like, seriously, you guys aren't doing very well. None of your movies are a success. You need our help.
Walt and Mickey on the phone. Stat. Call Becca.
Someone get the guy who's dead and a made-up character on the phone so that we can discuss our ideas.
Who the fuck is running this company right now? Because they're a clown.
They're running it into the ground.
It seems like it. All their rides are breaking down. They're putting way too much sprinkles on them. I could say them. I guarantee you, if we look at the
sprinkle budget,
if we look at the balance sheet and see how much money they're spending on sprinkles, I could drive that number way down, because I could tell you right now they're putting way too many sprinkles on everything.
Quality control. I mean,
I'll save you money. Simply, they withhold napkins, condiments, and utensils when you buy food there, but they certainly don't hold back on the sprinkles, and sprinkles are not perishable. You know what my friend told me about sprinkles when I was in elementary school?
This is the most insane conversation I've ever had in my life.
Chicken's nipples. That's what my friend told me.
Like that was a crazy, to like scare you from.
I was too young to be like,
what? You can't refute that.
I was too young to be like, you're an idiot.
You
and
just
also,
assumed.
the internet didn't, like, we didn't just have computers in our fucking
there was no Google ready to go. So you were just like, you're older than me, so I guess I believe you.
It was one of those things where you heard it and you just didn't say anything to anybody. You were just like, I'm not going to ask anyone if sprinkles are actually made out of chicken's nipples. It was just like one of those things where you're like,
nipples.
When I have the time,
insane.
When the opportunity to question this comes
they're
up,
basically hard compressed sugar,
it.
and your friends are telling you they're chicken's nipples.
One of the kids when I was coaching climbing, one of the kids I coached asked me, he was like, "What are climbing holds made out of?" And I was like, "What?"
Chicken's nipples.
I was like, "Plastic." I was like, "Plastic, dude." The kid was like 6 or 7, and he's like, "Oh, like Nathan told me they're made out of poop." And Nathan was like 11, and I was like,
my gosh, poop.
Nathan was a kid who'd climb in a fedora. He'd wear his
He thought it was cool.
He'd wear a fedora, or he would wear his sweatshirt on his head, just the hood on his head.
And it would hang off the back.
And then it would hang off.
Like a cape?
Yeah, exactly. And he would do like his climbs and then like jump down from the top of the wall with his like cape on, like he was a superhero.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Or with like his fedora, like just his fedora.
Just like,
I loved Nathan, and I loved that he told, this kid's name was Nico. I loved that he told him the climbing holds were made out of poop, and he totally believed him.
He was like, I guess they're made out of compressed poop.
He had to come up and ask me. I thought it was so funny.
That's
I was
insane.
like, poop, dude. Straight up poop. And I was like, you believe him to the point you have to ask me if they're made out of poop?
And these are the hard hitting things we bring to you.
You're welcome.
Disneyland Rants.
Where else are you going to get this kind of news?
We're
else
bringing
you
you
the
content?
latest and greatest. Okay.
Like, sure.
Disneyland is a rundown shamble of an amusement park. That
shanty.
Yeah, it's a shanty town. I mean, when was it built? 100 years ago?
I mean,
why would
clearly no one screwed in a bolt.
Yeah. So anyway, it needs new management.
It's a sprinkle nightmare.
I don't mind lending my thoughts and advice for the right price.
Yeah, I'm willing to give a bit of my genius.
Because what we just talked about is free. That's free.
Like they can listen to this and take that and make hundreds of dollars.
Oh, you could take my ideas just to make me feel more satisfied with the money I've already given you and improve your park overnight. These are easy overnight improvements. Maybe not the ode to the villains. That might not be an overnight one. That might take 30 days.
And installing, water fountains in every single ride might take a little bit of time too.
Now, I am open to visiting Disney Shanghai.
I've heard great things.
That's new. That park is not. I doubt that park's a shanty town. I bet it's not 100 years old. That's insane. I mean, that park is so old, and they're charging us top dollar. Everything's falling apart.
You sound like
they just keep renaming.
Sound like the guy who's like on his porch being like, "Get off my property."
What do they have the Tarzan? They just renamed the Tarzan tree. The Tarzan tree is some other fucking person's tree.
Oh, like a new movie came in and kind of
It's not
swapped it out.
Tarzan's tree anymore. But when I was a kid, it was the Swiss Family Robinson's tree.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. You know what tree I don't need to go in Disneyland anymore?
That
The
one.
Swiss Family Robinson one, aka the Tarzan one, aka whatever it is now. That place is so old. They keep recycling things.
Right.
I'm not into
Let's
it.
do some new stuff.
Yeah, let's do some new
Star
stuff.
Wars was the new thing.
Stop charging me for it. If the rides keep breaking down, stop charging me full price. Otherwise, improve it. Work on yourself, Disney.
Do some therapy.
For real. You guys they're so focused on globalization, on expansion, on domination
On
that
Disney
they're
Plus,
forgetting
that they
that
need to screw the
their
bolts in.
quality control is
The
really
bolts are loose.
the bolts are loose and the rides are falling apart. I wouldn't take
Insane.
I personally, if I were you, I would avoid that place.
If I were you, I wouldn't take criminals there as a discipline.
4 out of 5.
It's too brutal.
3 out of 5 rides were literally broken. So, you're putting yourself and your children at risk anytime you go there because who knows what kind
Bolts
of
aren't loose.
casualty could happen. The bolts are loose. Secondly, the 4th ride was employee negligence. So the rides are faulty and the employees don't know what day it is. I don't trust them. I wouldn't go there.
It's just spiraling out of control. Well, let's get into our next segment where we, take a breath from our depression here about
Well, we're going to stop
Disneyland.
giving advice to people who aren't soliciting advice from us, and we're going to give solicited advice now.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's another quick segment of Bro Line.
Our office is open.
The office is open. The therapists are in, or the random guys walking up the street like, this is what I would do. That's us right now.
I feel like for whatever reason, the vibe I'm in right now, your bucket hat is giving me PI vibes, and I feel like we're like private investigators for your questions, broads.
We're PIs. You've hired us.
Come to us with whatever's plaguing you emotionally or philosophically, existentially.
Anyway, we're going to get into a couple of guests now. We're excited. We're always so appreciative. Now that this new little segment's really fun for us. So it's also fun to look at you guys and like talk face to face. We might do some call only ones too, because I definitely know that some people are a little hesitant to like show their face on screen. So we can do some call in ones as well coming up soon.
You can also be anonymous.
That's what I mean. So we can be anonymous too. I think that'll get people a little bit more like who are a little bit nervous about like putting their face and voice on it. You could just be like just the voice without your name, or you can give me a fake name, whatever. Anyway, we're gonna jump into some a couple bro lines right now, and let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right.
I
So can you state? Oh, go ahead.
All right, I'm just gonna.
Oh, let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Thanks for joining us, Sarah. Go ahead and give us your thoughts. What are you struggling with? What do you need clarity on for some mediocre advice here?
Of course. Okay, so I have been with my boyfriend for a year now. We aren't living together yet. We haven't had that discussion yet. So basic background, I am 27. I'm a student. I went back to school. So money's kind of tight right now. I had a really awesome career in hotels and bars. So I made a lot of money, but I also spent a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, like, it's pretty tight. And my boyfriend is a super successful architect. He's making really good money, and he got his house when he was 19.
Wow.
Almost like paid off basically. So we haven't had like that money discussion yet. And I'm a little nervous because like we were brought up with like different views on money. I never had kind of like that structure on like how to save money or kind of go about it. And he has. So I don't know. Kind of looking for advice on like how do you guys kind of handle money in like a relationship, especially a new one.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're bad with money?
I'm not great. I'm better. So I'm learning.
What's your struggle? If you had to nail it down, like what's the thing that you feel like if you were to say I'm kind of not that great with money, what do you feel like you're not that great at?
Probably just the saving part.
Like you just like shopping and going out and having fun and doing experiences and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
has he voiced this to you? Has he said like, I'm a little concerned with how you spend money?
No, not at all. He's like an absolute sweetheart. Like he's kind of just, do your own thing. And we just like never talked about money before. And it's been a year. So that's kind of, a little funny to me.
Well, I think it makes sense if you guys don't have any shared expenses.
Exactly.
Or anything like that. So, you want to move in with him?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're self-conscious about like basically asking to move in, but then not being able to pay for rent.
Yeah, kind of thing. And like,
are you able to pay for your school?
Yeah. So I'm paying for my school right now. It's not super expensive. Canada is pretty great for that.
Oh,
yeah.
Hello from America.
Hi from Canada.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I like everything about this in the way that, first of all, this conversation is usually coming from the opposite person, which is like, I love my partner. We have a great time together. We're going to move in, but man, she's bad with money, or bad, you know what I mean? Like if he was calling us saying like, man, I love Sarah, but like she spends like crazy and I'm nervous and I don't know how to deal with it. But the fact that you're the person that you don't feel like money's your strong suit and you're concerned is a great sign.
Yeah, for
you know what
sure.
I mean? Like that feels like a really good sign that you're the one that's concerned. You're the one that's calling saying, hey, I don't know how I feel about this. We haven't had this discussion. If he sounds like you said he's this really sweet guy, I think the best thing you could do is be like, hey, I'm a student, don't have any money. You have a ton of money. Here's the dynamic. Like if we're going to move in together and you want to, and you have your nice house and all this stuff, I just want to let you know, I can't contribute A, B, and C. I can contribute these things, but like, this is the, you know what I mean? I think just being open and honest about who you are and what you're doing. And then he can make the choice. He can be like, that doesn't work for me. We got to wait. Or I know who you are. I know what you have and don't have. And let's go. You know what I mean? I think the worst thing you could do is act like something you're not, move in, then he's surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like super transparent about what you got going on. And then I think that'll put him at ease.
Me and Becca had that conversation. Because we were like, well, she wouldn't like, we needed to move into a bigger space. And I was just like, I can't afford the same things. And so that was like, it was basically like a conversation on like, I mean, it makes sense. Just like if you can or can't. And then, I mean, it like turned into a point when I was under delays, like I wasn't able to contribute anything. Yeah. And so that's like, I think, if this is your partner, and they want you to move in, I don't think it's going to be an issue for you at all. Yeah. I think like...
give them more credit.
Yeah, because it's not the same as like a roommate situation. And also, he's not... If he owns his house, it's also very different in terms of like, he's not paying rent to somebody. He's paying his mortgage, and he's going to do that regardless. And he's probably not looking at his girlfriend as a way to lower his overhead. No,
that's true. Yeah.
And he'd probably feel really good about supporting you through education.
Right. Absolutely.
There's big wins there. This may play into his ego a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can use that. And
if your goal is to manipulate, you can absolutely use this.
Put that in there.
So, when are you looking at moving in?
Probably within the next year, kind of thing.
Do you need to?
Wow.
Do you need this?
I don't. I would like to, but that's also like a whole other discussion of like, okay, when do we have this discussion? And then I have issues with like, what if he says no? And then I'll be like, ugh, But
so this is something
you could tease it. You could be like, what do you think about the idea of living together?
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys haven't talked about living together. This is something you want to do and you haven't brought it up yet.
How often do you guys spend time with each other?
Probably right now 3 or 4 times a week. So like a solid amount, but I'm in like school full time. He's working full time. So it's just by like little increments, Has he even talked about this at all? No, I often joke about living next door because I want chickens. He doesn't want chickens. anyways. So I'm like, you know what? I'll buy the house next door. I'll have my chickens. And then he's like, in every scenario that, you know, we never lived together. So he's like, that's a little funny. So he has, you know, he brought it up before. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this would have been a good opportunity to
maybe
have that
maybe you should just be like, well, if you want to live with me, you're going to have chickens.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you guys been dating?
A year. He's 30. I'm 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just my like initial take on the situation.
Go ahead.
I feel like the money you can figure that out later.
Yeah.
I do, and tell me if I'm wrong with this. It feels like communication maybe isn't like the most clear thing right now. The fact that you guys can't even go, hey, have we, you know, what are our thoughts on maybe living together? Is that interesting to you? If it's like, I got to like put out feelers and kind of hope that he bites and stuff, I would start with that first. You know what I mean? I'd start with just kind of like being super honest and then seeing how it feels. You know what I mean? Like about like, you don't have to be like, can we live together? But you can just be like, hey, we're in this point of life. Like, is that something you're interested in the future? Like, I don't know. I'm just, you know what I mean? I know for sure. I think the money
we'll talk about like anything, you know.
Yeah, but it's nerve-wracking.
It's basic, but when we have like big life conversations that's like me and you, those are he gets like a little bit more nervous, I feel like it. So I'm always like, you know, not like a little tiptoeing around the subject just because I don't want to like overwhelm him with it. So yeah, that's for sure something we need to
you don't want to seem crazy.
No, exactly. We were like, hey, do you want to move in and like have chickens?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't want to seem like a scary girlfriend.
What year in school are you?
Second, so I have 1 year left.
Honestly, my like first thought would be don't stress the moving in thing. Finish school. Sure. Like if he brings it up and it's something that works out and you like it, cool, do it. But like you're in school, you're stressed, you're working hard. You know what I mean? Like there's no rush. If you guys get married and do this life, you're going to live forever together for decades. So it's like get through this tumultuous time. I wouldn't put too much pressure on moving in together first. Kind of find yourself a little bit, you know? You
guys are in love though, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's also though, it's really like, I understand being like really self-aware of like the impact you'd be making on someone, especially like when money is tight.
Yeah.
And so like, it's a lot more, you're way more self-conscious of your expenses and costs on those things. Yeah. But if he's making a lot and you guys are in love and it's like not him paying for absolutely everything, but paying for you guys to be able to live together, like, I don't think this is such an unreasonable thing to be as concerned about. But I do think like what Evan's saying is like, it's easy to let these thoughts go all the way to the point where like you're asking the question of like, can I move in? And if I were to, this is like what it would be like. And that's like everything that's making you really anxious. But really it's a slow roll. Like you're saying your thoughts are like your goal is next year is what you were saying earlier, right? Yeah, possibly. So there's a lot of time to build that up.
Don't even worry about it. Yeah.
Because they're honestly like, if your guys' relationship continues to grow, it won't even be a conversation.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And the money thing, I would say, if you're waiting in a year, spend this next year getting better with money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can use this as like, hey, now you could come into next year with a year's worth of proof that you are good with money. Yeah. Now, good with money doesn't mean you have to make a lot. It just means that you weren't like either wasteful or unorganized or whatever the things that we all struggle with money. You can kind of spend the next year going, you can walk in feeling good to the conversation about moving in. So when he or you bring up, hey, should we move in together? You're not going to be like, by the way,
super broke.
Also, you can be like, oh, good, I don't have a lot of money, but I save and I'm responsible and I pay my bills and, you know, I don't.
What kind of, is he like more classical as a guy? So he may even be like, if you guys are really serious, he may even be like,
I want to take care of you.
Babe, you're not working another day. Even if like, whatever, like, you know, and I have a friend who's like, no, like you have a career, you're working, to his wife. That's like totally, he's like, we're both doing this. We're grinding for a while.
Have you gotten a sense from him?
Well,
have you gotten a sense from him? What, like, is he the like, let's have kids and you stay at home and that kind of mentality? Or is he like, no, we're career all the way? Have you gotten a sense of either way?
He's very career. He does want a family, but like he's a Virgo. So big decisions, he tends to like overthink them a lot. So he wants to make sure that he makes like the right decision. So he overthinks all these major life decisions. So that's why maybe I'm a little bit guarded when it comes to being like, hey, do you want to move in? Because I know it's going to go like a million miles an hour in his head. So I'm
Interesting.
like, I don't want to overwhelm him with it,
Yeah.
So.
I relate to that. It's all one step at a time.
Sorry?
It's all just one step at a time.
Exactly. Baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I wouldn't even stress about the money thing. It's like, it's a little chicken before the egg. Like money, deal with the money thing when you've had a conversation about moving in together.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? I think talk about money once you've had 5 or 6 conversations about the moving in. I'm moving in with him in August. I'm a little nervous about, you know what I mean? Like, but worrying about money before you've even talked about moving in is a little bit like being stressed about the final for the class you haven't signed up for.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're giving yourself too much to think about.
Yeah, probably. Just thinking about like every little aspect right now.
That's too much. That's too much stress.
Yeah.
I also think it's easy to conflate like living together in a relationship with like living with someone, like living with them as your roommate, and like what your expectations and like those relationships are. Cause it's like, it's easy, I think, to consider that stuff because you are going to be living with this person. So it's like, but it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Have you ever lived with a boyfriend before?
Yes, but not like full on like living with this person with the intent of staying together.
Yeah.
Long time kind of
Got
thing. And neither has he, so we're kind of both kind of a little nervous probably about it.
I think the fact that you're nervous and you're thinking about these problems already puts you way ahead, you know what I mean, of the actual problem, which is like, normally it's like, what are you talking about? I'm fine with money. You know, it's like, but if the fact that you're like nervous about some of your habits.
Well, it's in a better place to come from than being like, whatever, he's balling, he's going to solve all my problems.
You're in a great spot by even worrying about this.
You're like, you want to grind on your own career for a while. You're like,
I do too, eventually.
Exactly. He probably knows that. So it's, that's what I'm saying. I think when it does come up, I think it's going to play into his sense of self and what he is as a partner and a chance to take care of you.
Yeah, hopefully. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can measure him this way.
You're good. Don't stress it.
Awesome.
Stay in school. Do your thing. It'll come when it comes,
Absolutely. Right on.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Nice meeting you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
We're done.
See ya.
Okay, broads, one more interruption. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, which means there is no better time to remind you that everyone could benefit from therapy. I don't care if you have a perfect life, which do they exist, or if your life is, to put it kindly, falling apart. Okay, everyone can benefit from talking through issues or decisions, or honestly, just having an objective listener you can vent to. The easiest way to get the mental health help we all need with Talkspace, of course.
Yeah, Talkspace is one of the most flexible and convenient ways to get high quality care. There are a lot of barriers to getting mental health help, and Talkspace does its best to combat them and make therapy accessible to really anyone that wants it. And when you sign up for Talkspace, you're going to get to match with one of their thousands of licensed therapists that specialize in dozens of different areas like addiction, relationships, or depression. Seriously, whatever thing you want to focus on, there's a therapist ready and waiting to help on Talkspace. And once you match, you can start messaging them anytime you need through their app, and you can even schedule live video sessions as well.
When I started therapy, the biggest aha moment for me was realizing and understanding that the way I'm feeling is normal, or the things I'm experiencing in life, a lot of people experience, and that's a good thing. That means people are working through or have worked through these things already, and that not being alone, that made me feel a lot better. Having my Talkspace therapist guide me through the good and bad parts of life has been an amazing resource. I cannot recommend it enough.
Consider this your permission slip to put your mental health first. Match with your dedicated therapist today at Talkspace.com and use promo code CHATTY during sign up to get $100 off your first month. That's $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code CHATTY.
So, you all know how I feel about the fur babies. Nothing warms my heart more than loving on my sweet pup Ashley and all the animals I've had in my life. And a part of loving them is making sure that they are taken care of and healthy. And one of the best surefire ways to do that is through Fuzzy.
So Fuzzy is a telehealth service for pet parents that offers 24/7 access to personalized pet care from veterinary professionals. From everyday questions to middle-of-the-night emergencies, Fuzzy has the answers pet parents need. Through live chat and virtual vet consultations available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Fuzzy can answer your pet questions, big and small, urgent, and every day.
Knowing that I have Fuzzy for emergencies or middle of the night issues gives me so much peace of mind. Recently, my little pup Ashley was having some allergy issues, and the vet professionals at Fuzzy immediately knew exactly what to do. It was a quick and easy call and fix, and Ashley is good as new now. We love Fuzzy so much in this house.
And right now, Fuzzy is offering our listeners a free 7-day trial membership. So go to yourfuzzy.com/chatty today to sign up. That's a free 7-day trial and access to exclusive member discounts on pet meds, supplements, food, and more at yourfuzzy.com/chatty. Again, that's yourfuzzy.com/chatty for your free trial of Fuzzy with access to 24/7 personalized pet care and vet recommended products.
Hello, Whitney.
Hey.
Sorry for kicking you off.
No, it's fine. You're good.
We pressed the wrong button.
That's crazy.
We pressed the wrong button, and then it like kicked you off the whole thing. And I was like, no, put it back in the waiting room.
Our last broad was international. Where are you calling from?
That's cool.
It was from Canada. It was from Canada.
Oh, that's still cool. I mean, I'm calling from Utah, so not nearly as cool, but.
Oh, nice.
Where at?
Utah.
Where?
Oh,
in Utah.
Like Salt Lake area.
Okay.
My brother went to the University of Utah.
Really?
So I went out there every once in a while. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it is really pretty. Lots of like cool hikes and fishing and all that kind of stuff. It's nice.
Amazing. Well, thanks for jumping on, Whitney. Really nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What brings you to these to us to us oracles,
to the wizards?
You know?
How can we answer your questions?
Yeah, my question was just like, how do I get my man to go to therapy? Because I know you guys had your own fair share of like a therapy journey influenced by your ladies. So
have you berated him endlessly?
No, not really. I mean, I just try to be gentle about it.
Sorry.
But yeah.
We clearly have different experiences on our journey to therapy. So you're actually calling some good people who have opposite experiences.
Amazing.
I was like, I need therapy. I'm so messed up and I'm at my wit's end. This guy going like, what is there to fix? I seriously don't get it. Okay. Some questions.
Yes.
Why do you feel he needs therapy? Like, what is it about therapy that goes like,
what do you have against
you need therapy? You know what I mean? What are those red flags or what's, yeah.
What do you poke him about?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, so in general, he just expresses to me that he's pretty just like dissatisfied with life and like, just like going to work, coming back home, working out, eating, doing the whole thing over again the next day. He just like really doesn't feel happy. And like when he gets like that, he gets really just like closed off and like won't want to talk to me, won't want to like spend time with me or whatever. And so that like is hard. And I just want to like see him be happy and feel supported. So I feel like if he were to go to therapy, he could like talk those things out, maybe gain some new perspective. I don't know. That's just kind of what I think, I guess.
Has he said to you like, well, is it like he believes in therapy and he see it could work, but it's just classic guy stuff where it's like, we just don't do it because we don't feel like it? Or is it like, no, that stuff's bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, what's his thoughts on when you bring this up?
Yeah, I'd say a mix. I mean, like, I go to therapy and he like supports me in that. But like whenever he mentions it, he's like, I don't want to pay someone $150 just to like tell me things I already know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a little tricky.
Yeah, I understand.
I think that's interesting. He thinks that therapy is telling him
Things he already knows.
Like that's
Or just if someone agrees with you. I mean, it's like it's like, I mean, what does your husband do or your boyfriend?
So he is in construction management.
Okay. What did he go to
Tough
school
guy.
for?
He dropped out of school and is now working in construction management.
Has he ever read anything existential?
I don't think so.
right.
Like Metamorphosis?
No.
Or like any Kafka, really?
No, it makes sense.
I mean,
right?
this is just like, this is life's existential, like surreal crisis of like, it's the routine, the mundaneness of the routine. This is like something that's plagued us for so long. And so many people have like written on, expounded on this idea of this, like, especially construction work. It's like, if you want to water his work down to like, how many times can you gain satisfaction from hammering a nail in? You know, in like construction management, which I have mad respect for, but it's like, this is a thing where it's like those jobs, even if they become different, it's very routine. Waking up, starting your day, going through the process is extremely routine. There's other things like he could start with simply books, just reading books by people who have like, it'd be like, because there's a thing where it's like relating to something when it feels unrelatable, or like when you feel alone is like maybe the start. Before, or being like if he could read someone put words to his feelings, that's a way more private experience of like sharing an emotion with another human, because it's like, it's not human to human. It's a very passive experience reading a book, but it is a human to human emotion. That's like what art is there for. He might derive something much deeper as like a stepping stone just by recommending like a really good book that has to deal with like existential crisis. And we can go through those as a start before pressuring him into therapy. Or even like could recommend psychologist, where it's like, you know. But I mean, like, it is tough getting a guy to open up about his feelings of feeling like, I don't know.
If he's in construction, right, it means he's used to working around like heavy machinery, strong people, you know what I mean? Like he's used to working in a tough environment. It's a macho environment, all this stuff, right? So like that alone is going to put you in a place where like therapy and opening up is not available in the work environment probably as much as some other things, right? So he's not seeing it modeled in his life. He's not the guys aren't just chatting about therapy probably. Right? So it's foreign, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
But he's talking about his work. It's like monotonous, or it's hard, or it's long, or I'm tired, or I don't really like it anymore, all that stuff, right? That's like very normal shit that we all deal with certain work parts of our life. What does he do for fun? Like is there anything in your life that makes him happy? Like in those moments he really seems to be alive.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. I feel like there are things that make him happy, but he just like is so exhausted to even do them. And like by the time it's the weekend, he's like just wants to chill. But he likes to fly fish. He likes to hike, like be outdoors, I would say. We have a cat, so he likes hanging with the cat. Hanging out with me, I guess.
Yeah.
What happens if do you fly fish?
I've never tried, but I do fish, not fly fish.
Okay.
So.
Could you fish? So like what I find is like when I'm going through bouts of like either kind of more depressive times, or, you know, in my head times, or I'm anxious or whatever, someone telling me what to do doesn't always translate. You know, you need to read a book, you need to go to therapy, you need to whatever. It might be all correct, but like there is this element of like you need to find your own way, you know? You need like there was a day that like Jess had been telling me I need to go to therapy for years. And then one day I woke up and realized I need to go to therapy. And it was probably a collection of many things that happened, but it wasn't just telling me. She put the idea in, and then I needed to find my own way there. And I think what helps sometimes is like a distraction from whatever is bringing you down, to allow your brain to breathe, so that you can start thinking again. Right? Because if you're just going to work, grinding, you're tired, you just let yourself into this loop, then you're never going to get out.
Well, yeah.
So I think like throwing in things that like shock the system, like if he's been every single weekend watching the game, hanging with the cat, eating the food, having the same 3 things with the cocktail, you know what I mean? If it's like that, so every once in a while, it's good to just be like, we're going fly fishing right now. We're going, we're doing this thing. We're totally changing up the pattern to kind of shock the brain, to at least just start to like be like, oh, that was a really fun day. I had a good time. Oh, I didn't expect to have a good time, but I really did. Now we're having a conversation that's about something different. And you start kind of doing that semi-regularly. And I think it kind of gets you out of like the same old locked brain where you can't even talk about books or therapy.
I was complaining about similar stuff to Becca. So I relate to what he's saying a lot. She was like, though, what she started saying to me, which is like, what I think, well, anyway, she was like, if you're not going to go to therapy, do something. She was like, but you're just doing the same thing.
Right.
And then complaining to me about it.
Exactly.
And she was like, I'm sick of that. So if you're not going to do this thing that I'm suggesting, what do you want to do about it? And then that forced me to then be like, like throw out ideas. And she's like, then do it. It was like, oh, if you want to like, okay, if you don't want to do this, if you want to be doing like making things with your hands, then fucking make something with your hands. Don't just like come home and do the same shit you did yesterday that you're saying is like part of this cycle, because that's also like being in that state of mind is like very cyclical. It's like it feeds into itself.
And if
so
he's
it's
going
like,
on a
it's
work
pattern
job,
breaking. He's not in a happy pattern. He has to break his pattern. And if he doesn't want to go to therapy and talk about his feelings, or like doesn't want to talk about how it's making him feel, which is fine, then he has to change something. And he's aware of it. So I think if it's like less so, it's just more like holding him accountable to be like, dude, like you're saying the same thing, but you're not doing anything different. And that's like, I'm not here for that. Like if you don't want to take my suggestions and do it, then come up with something yourself. We can explore that. Let's write it down. Let's brainstorm, but let's not just do the same thing you keep saying doesn't fulfill you. Or if you want to make more time for something, then let's talk about how we make more time for it. If you want space to do that, let's talk about that. But letting him, I think like, for me, that's what broke through to me, was being like, well, then, yeah, I do sound like a broken record, and I'm not taking matters into my own hands, basically. And that was what I was most receptive to. And when I wasn't able to, like, when those other things weren't working as much, it's when I finally caved and was like, okay, I'll go to therapy and talk about stuff.
And he might never go to therapy, right?
He might not.
I know you're offering an idea, and it worked for you, so it might work for him, and it might or it might not. He might never go, but he might find his own therapy through a different thing. So he gets home from work, he's tired. On the weekends, what's your life like in general?
So yeah, I'm very fortunate. I freelance graphic design, so I just like work from home and just do my own schedule, do whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do weekends look like for you?
Pretty much whatever he's doing. I feel like we just like to hang out a lot, watch movies. I don't know. I sound so boring, I guess.
No.
Now it's summertime too. Things will be like there'll be more stuff to do outside.
This is another thing too. What I've found is that it's really helpful if he's not responding to the conversation, model the change you want to see as well. So like maybe develop a little bit more independence. Maybe there is a little bit, and it's not a you thing. So I wouldn't take this personal, but it could be one of those things too, where he's tired. He walks in the door. You've been stuck in the house all day, and now you're waiting for him at the door like, hi. Right?
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, I love you, but like, I just need a moment. And so he's not trying to get away from you as a thing. He's trying to get away. Like, I just need a moment to chill. And I know you're just going to be waiting for me and you want to hang and you want to talk, but I'm tired. All those different things. Same goes for the weekend. We're going to do the same thing every weekend together the way we always do it. I think the best way to like break that up too is be like, hey, I can't hang out this Saturday. I'm doing this thing. I'm not going to be, by the way, on Tuesday, I'm not going to be around. Create a nice little independence. It's not a you thing. It's like any couple spending too much like consistent, uninterrupted, maybe not the most inspired time together. It's why everyone lost their minds during COVID. Everyone was at home doing nothing together all the time. Right? It's because it's like you need to kind of have your own.
Well, they didn't have to do that in Utah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
It's a little
No,
a little weird over here.
but it's
Little
interesting
different.
because the you working from home, waiting for him to come home, him being tired, there can be probably a little bit of this, like you guys are in each other's
Yeah.
grill a little too much. You know what I mean? To where he's feeling a little uninspired to go out and explore the world. You're probably feeling a little pent up and uninspired as well, because it's kind of like, I'm stuck at home working all day. Then we stay at home at night, and then we stay at home again on the weekends. Like, you guys are both probably locked in a little bit of a mode here.
She's dogging him to go to therapy.
You know what I mean? It sounds like maybe there's like,
No, I'm just having fun.
yeah, getting out of the house.
It's like, it is true though. Like everyone I know in a relationship went through this after being locked in a house for fucking 2 years with someone. Was like, yeah, it's a lot. And you just start to realize things and patterns. And a lot of it is just like, I also think this isn't like that what you're coming from isn't valid. But I also think when when you are spending time, it's easy to then also look at the other person. And you just start noticing stuff about the other person.
I hate the way that he does this.
That's what I think Evan is saying is simply like, it may be a time where it's like, you know what? Like, and what he's saying is like, break your habits as well as a way to get through. Is like, if there's any classes you've wanted to do as a couple, start just doing them by yourself. Be like, oh, I went to this amazing pottery class. I went to a candle workshop. I went to this, like, whatever. Doesn't need to, you could just start doing these things and it'd be like, oh, it'd be fun if you came with me. Or commit to, like, we ended up doing a schedule. We ended up scheduling out time to be like, you know what, if you don't want to do these things every single night, or like randomly when you come home, just surprising you with like, hey, I want to do something, get motivated. Like that's imposing. It was like, let's come up with a schedule for the week where like you're anticipating whatever your day is like on Thursday. Thursday is a night that we're going to go do something different, and we're going to go do something out. Whether it's going out to see a movie, whether it's going out to dinner, whether it's going to a class, whether it's whatever. And then Wednesday is you are going to one of your friends' houses. Like, I don't care which one, but you're not spending time here. And then Tuesday, I'm going to wherever I want to do. And it was just like doing it, and we started to stick with it. And after a few weeks, you realize like, oh, it's super healthy and like really good that we're doing this, but you don't necessarily need to stick to the routine. It just starts to open up new habits for you guys as a couple, and starts to create like new ways of time management as a couple, and like creating, I fucking hate this term, but intentional time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where it's like makes you feel special and appreciated. And he then is encouraged and inspired, as you said, inspired time. I like that a lot more than intentional time. Yeah. To do those things and to be romantic. And to like, do that. Yeah. But if it's like, if there's, I don't know. I thought that has been really good for us, even outside the therapy thing, just doing one of those things. And it's also, if he's reluctant, just put your foot down and be like, this is what I want for us in our relationship. But if it's not being met, it's a problem.
I think you guys are spending too much time together.
Yeah.
Real talk.
I can see that.
I don't think you should spend this much time together. I don't think anyone should spend this much time with anyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's like, dude,
independence.
Like, you're just two people who live together. Like, you're not this like conjoined being. Like, at the end of the day, you two people who love each other have your own lives.
Nothing's wrong.
And then spend quality time together. But that time is going to get non-quality really fast if it just becomes monotonous. What do you want to do tonight? Where should we eat tonight? You know what I mean? And then there's no intentionality there. It's going to get boring and old fast. And it's not because you don't love each other. It's just because it's like you're not working on your own lives. You know what I mean? Like, build each other's, like, I can only speak for myself, but like every single major problem that me and Jess have ever had was not a problem between me and her. It was that one of us wasn't working on ourselves. So it's like, get out there, man. If you feel like I don't have as many friends as I used to right now, focus on that. Focus on doing classes. Focus on a couple, the one or two, if you don't have as many friends as you'd like, focus on the couple that you have, and then meeting others and doing fun things together, plan things without him. And I honestly think if you start being more independent, more free, doing more interesting things for yourself, he will then have a resurgence of your relationship. I think it'll build his independence. Oh shit, she's gone all day today. I wanted to see if Jeff wanted to go play golf. You know what I mean?
Be like, babe, where are you?
But if you're always together,
where are you?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, busy.
But think about it. If you're
Busy,
always
leave me
together,
alone.
then he's gonna then maybe feel like, well, if I ditch her, then she's gonna. If I want to go play golf with my friends, then she's gonna be hurt. And then, hey, I was gonna have a girls' night, but I told him we'd have a dinner for the 47th time in a row, and I don't, he can get testy if I do that. You know what I mean? But if it's built into your relationship that you're like living lives, you can come back together like excited.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, how was your date night? Or how was your night with your friends? How was your time golf? You know what I mean? It's like exciting because you have something to talk. Because right now you guys probably don't have any stories.
Yeah, not really.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure Jess is always so excited to hear about your golf experiences.
No, but it's like we haven't, hey, I was traveling for 3 days doing this thing.
Yeah.
She had a girls' night out when she has a funny story to tell me. Like, go collect stories. You know what I mean?
Go
Bring them
on
back.
spontaneous trips
Go on surf trips.
by yourself.
By yourself with friends.
Trips?
But just
you want to
like
go on surf trips?
pull apart a little
No,
bit.
I
That's
was
what I would say.
Joking with you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well I need those.
But seriously,
Yeah,
I
I
would
know.
say
Those.
spend some time
It's funny
doing
because
your own
that's what
thing.
I'm like, I need those because I need space sometimes. But then like the moment I'm gone, I'm like, babe, let's FaceTime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to FaceTime with the kids. I'm like, I need all this space from them. But then I'm also like the moment I'm like, man, I miss them. But then I'm super happy that I am like on that and it like refuels me. She now she's really embracing her own trips. So it's like, it's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So
Little things, just go see friends, I don't know.
I'd worry less about the therapy
Yeah.
and more on like it's too entangled probably for.
But that's where also, yeah, like if it's not gonna be that, then it needs to be something new.
Yeah.
Like if that's the thing, if it's like, hey, you don't want to do therapy, fine, but something's not working. We've given you a bunch of suggestions, but to me, it's just like what is happening isn't sustainable because you don't want to hear him come home. It's not only frustrating, but it's sad.
Yeah, it's way sad.
It makes you feel sad to see him sad and unfulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to see him happy. And that's like,
But you can't fix him,
no,
right? You got to fix yourself. You got to work
but
on yourself.
calling him out on his bullshit of like, you're going to complain that you feel sad by doing the same thing every day. So do something different. I'm going to start doing things different.
Yeah, but you got to be doing it as well. You can't be telling him
Right.
not doing it and then just sitting and looking at him.
Yeah. That's
You know
not
what
fair.
I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyway, hope that helps.
Yeah,
no,
just be
this
like,
was like a therapy
and I'm
session.
going to
This was great.
support, and just be like, I'm going to support you by doing more for me,
Exactly.
which is amazing.
It's like the best thing you can do for him.
We're giving you a license to just do things for yourself, and you're going to be helping him by just doing things for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Problem
I would
fixed.
love that.
No.
That's it.
I personally
Relationship fixed. Perfect.
would
All
love
right.
that. I would love to hear Becca just be like, I just want you to do, just do things for you. Do things for you. I feel like
That's what he wants to hear.
Amazing.
Thanks for calling in, Whitney.
No, yeah. Thank you guys so much. This was very helpful and very great. Thank you.
Awesome. Well,
No
good
problem.
luck on everything. We hope you the best, and we appreciate you.
Yeah. We
Thank
hope for an
you.
early summer
Say that
for you.
again?
And we said we're hoping for an early summer for you in Utah, so you have more
Oh.
activities.
Yes.
Sounds
it's
like, why is
finally
it still
warming up.
cold? It's still
It's
cold
not
and
too
snowy.
bad. It's like 70s right now.
Oh,
Oh, that's
nice.
lovely.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Perfect. All
Pretty
right.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
good luck on everything. Go out there, do your own thing, spend some time,
Okay.
and I think it'll clear everybody's mind up.
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome.
Okay, thank
All
you
right,
so
thanks.
much.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya. Well, that was awesome. It means so much you guys call in. It's so nice to meet you guys too. Like, obviously there's so much communication that goes on, and we put out these episodes and then we talk to people online about them afterwards and blah, blah, blah. But it's really, really great to just like face to face the people that are listening and meet, all these amazing broads. It means a lot. And good questions too. I really feel like hard-hitting,
Well, you guys
realistic, relatable questions.
You guys aren't holding back, but I want to say it doesn't all have to be relationship questions. These can also be like, Evan and I will answer any question that you have if it's plaguing you. If it's
Take
a life
it or
question.
leave it.
It could be like, instead of how to help my boyfriend, it could be like, how do I kill my boyfriend? We would answer it. We will talk to you seriously about that. You can call us about those things. Just as showing an extreme, it's a spectrum, everything in between that.
And you can call us and say, hey, how do I fix my catalytic converter? And we will tell you, we don't know, but
we'll Google it with you, though.
Will help you. So
if that's how you want to spend your time with us.
The questions could be endless. The questions could be about anything and everything, not just relationship, not just life, everything and anything. We love you guys. It means a lot you call in. Please don't stop. So when we do these bro lines again, we will absolutely... I don't know, it's just really fun. It's really fun to like talk face to face with you guys or voice to voice with you guys. So let's do it again soon.
I want to take a poll. Please respond in the comments if you want Evan and I to prank call Broads' parents or loved ones.
Yeah, and we'll have to set it up with you guys in a way that like...
We'd have to set it up in a way, but I just want to know how many of you out there want us to prank call people in your lives.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it really bad.
Yeah, we
tried one time.
Well, they didn't answer, and I don't blame them because I don't pick
it
up
was like
random
9 o'clock. It was like 9 o'clock at
a
night.
random number from California at 9 o'clock at night.
We had a total plan to be like,
quite.
yeah, we're the gas. We looked up the local gas company in their city, and we were gonna tell them that their gas that we're gonna turn off their gas for some reason. We had this whole elaborate plan.
And they just didn't even answer. And we're like, okay,
no,
cool.
They didn't
well,
answer. That was disappointing.
Let's do a quick plug something before we roll.
Let's do it.
Do it. Plug something. We gotta come up with like a song. Plug something, plug something, plug something. Oh yeah. Oh, and we also need a song for our theme song, which we'll gotta do. And we'll just
to the
make
guys
one.
To the fans who offered it to us. Where you at, bro?
Where you at, man? We were so excited.
Dude.
Where you at? Where you at?
We don't want to have to
plug
give
something,
you a
plug something. Time for plug something. Yeah. Well, I'm just like
big swing and a miss.
I'm doing kind of like a like a general kind of like a late night show. That would be like a late night show one, right? Kind of a Kimmel-y, I'm trying to. He's opening this with a Perrier bottle. This is going very sour quick.
Well, first off, I don't know why I'm doing this box.
Should we light
this? You guys, this is the box.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this box so long ago.
How long is it? Wait, yeah, it's been here for like months.
It was in my office for a long time because I was holding on to it. Because it's just so
cool.
Gorgeous.
Let's open it up.
Which, to remind our listeners, this was based off of me describing a Grateful Dead concert poster that my dad bought me for Christmas. On an earlier episode where Evan and I were discussing Christmas stuff, and I was talking about how I told my parents I didn't want them to buy me anything, and my dad bought me this amazing Grateful Dead concert poster, and this listener remade the poster as a Chatty Bros.
Wow. Okay. You want to read it?
Yeah.
Here. There's
holy shit, there's a lot of stuff in here.
There's a lot of stuff. Here, you read, I'll show.
I like the way this looks. I do like the way this looks. Hey bros, I hope your package, great handwriting. I hope your package found you in one piece. For starters, Chatty Broads and now Chatty Bros is the one podcast my wife and I listen to together. The fucking dude, she wrote this for sure. Look at the handwriting.
This is my wife.
My wife and I.
Not,
who are you fooling?
That is not his writing.
This is not his handwriting. My lord.
Wow. Definitely
my wife, an OG broad. I love that she's writing this as him. I can't get over it. And I both work in education. She is a speech pathologist, great job, and I teach graphic design to high schoolers. This is so fucking
amazing.
Cute. We started our side hustle, Yearling Studio, in hopes that we can take summers off to spend time with our daughter. We purchased a screen printing press in November and it hit the ground running. My wife mentioned you guys were starting Plug Something, so we started talking about shirt designs. Gray mentioned one of his favorite gifts was the Grateful Dead Lake Tahoe concert poster. I can't get over this. It was the perfect inspiration. We love the way the design turned out. And hope you
so
both like
obviously
it as well.
rare.
Let us know what you think. Also, make sure you wash them by themselves. A guy is not giving us washing instructions.
But it's not even that. It's like the, hey guys, my wife told me that here's all these super personal things that I know nothing about, but I absolutely do. That is really cute. I'm dying.
Thank
you for writing that for him. That is very sweet. These are
Make
awesome.
sure you wash them by themselves the first time and always turn them inside out to protect the print. I did not know that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, now here's what I love. Much love, Ricky and Katie, Yearling Studio and Yearling Studio on IG. Now look at the PS note. Look at the PS note and look at the handwriting difference and tell me who wrote what.
Oh my gosh. So the whole thing is like super gorgeously written. Like every word is like
the
art.
Bella canvas.
And then there's one that's just absolute chicken scratch, and it's just like so obviously his contribution.
Yeah, and he says, P.S. the Gildan shirt is my favorite. That's because this man has top quality.
This was
taste.
the one I was vibing. What's this one? Gildan.
Yeah,
right.
That's the Gildan hammer tee. That's
the main reason I like this one is because it's my size. It's the biggest one.
Evan, I'm a big dude. My shoulders fill up. Let me see that thing.
I just need the biggest one.
See, feel that though? Sorry. This is Gildan heavy cotton. This is what I'm talking about. This is the stuff I like. This is a boxier tee too. But if they
I just need whatever the one is like the bigger one. I don't care which one it is. I like them all. They're awesome.
They're really cool. I mean, there's a whole lot of them. If you just want the one, Evan, you can have just
no. I think that you're more of a Grateful Dead stan more than I am. So just give me the one that's like.
This is an XL.
Oh, but I don't think it is because look at it.
My muscles are getting so big. I could
look at this.
XL.
This does not seem like an X. Actually, I'll just wear the next one.
I think
this
some
one's
of these are
great
for our ladies.
This one's great. I'll take this one. You take the
You want
Gildan
the
one
XL?
because you're a stan.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you guys so much for doing that. That means a lot. We absolutely loving this. I'm rocking this tomorrow for sure.
I used to have a Jerry Garcia tie-dye that was like just this exact
This is fire.
design. This is so fucking tight.
Well, we appreciate you. What are the names again?
This is really special to me.
This is super special.
Ricky and Katie. Yearling Studio at Yearling Studio on IG. YERLING. And as always, it'll be described at the bottom of the episode.
Amazing. We love you guys so much. Thank you for the t-shirts. Thanks for calling in for Broline. We love you. We love you. We love you. Have an amazing weekend, and we will see you.
We should honestly take a picture of this though and put it up on the post so you guys can see just how hilarious this effort is to try to pass this off as if her husband or her wrote this.
Incredible.
It's amazing.
We love you guys. We will see you next week. Bye.
Love you guys.